This PSA was brought to you by the Peter G Show.
You may have second thoughts after the show.
Don't drink the faucet.
We're really talented. We should get Oscars.
Just pick out a car, for Christ's sake.
No, hi, my name is Peter. I want. Here's good.
Yeah.
Madam Perry.
I need to get back in the genie bottle.
Louis from Pennsylvania, you're on.
He likes it.
It's showtime.
Peter G Show, Peter G Show, divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad, Peter G Show.
That's right. Showtime. I like that. It's showtime. Ta-ta-ta-ta. Showtime. And you know what they say in the business? Show must go on. And that it will. Welcome, Life of Peter G, the Peter G Show, right here, Wednesday night, evening, depends where you live, like clockwork, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Hope everybody's doing well. We gonna take it nice and easy tonight. I like this because I get to go at my own pace when I have things I want to talk about. And believe you me, I have things I want to talk about. And we will. And it's not just about what I want to talk about. It's things that I feel that you need to hear. Some of you may be aware, but there's a lot of you that aren't aware of many things. I'm not aware of a lot of things. There's so much going on. It's nearly impossible. It really is. That's the problem. And life is busy. I mean, I know. It's a hustle. People are drowning. And the last thing you got to do is, keep finding out what more catastrophes we're having all over the country, all over the world. I'm not a news show, but we need to talk about this stuff. We just do. So I hope everybody's doing well. I thank you for paying attention. I do. I know it, there's many things in life you could be doing, but yet you take a few moments out of your life to pay attention to me, and I appreciate that. So please, please, please share, please, because that's the only way. I am fighting an uphill battle. I don't spend a whole lot of money. Most of these influencers and all these people that have all these hundreds of, millions of followers and 500,000, they're paying their way in. If I throw enough money at anything, if you throw enough money at anything, you can have a hit single. Let's say you're kind of a singer. If you spend enough money to get your single out there, to get your music out there, somebody's going to support it for a little while. Whether you can hang or not for the long run's another story. But at the end of the day, it's all about the money. And I have to do it the hard way. We have started with this show with nickels and dimes. I mean, 0, 0, 0. And we've crawled, scratched, clawed, and I thank all the people in my life that have contributed, helped, still do, because we're still here. Maybe not at the level that I prefer to be, but I am grateful. Hi, my name is Peter G, and thank you for watching. Tonight, we're going to talk about a lot of good stuff, of things that I really feel are important, and I want you to just kick back. I want you to just pay attention and check out what's going on. Okay, I mean, I'm going to bring some things, and there's going to be a bunch of people that are going to not like what I got to say. Sorry, hang on one second here. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, folks. I got into not an argument. I don't get into arguments. You can't argue with unarmed people. You can't. There's going to be people that you just can't reach. There's going to be people, and we're going to talk about that too. And this is what drives me so crazy, because they're looking at you like, what the hell is your problem? And I'm looking at them as like, what the hell is your problem? I mean, I open your eyes, open your ears and your eyes. But this is important stuff, because if you're a human being and you live on this planet and you live in this country, you live on this earth, it's really important. I mean, it just, you need to be aware of what's going on. Oh, look. Hey. So look who I got. Look who I just found. I found Voices with Vicky from last week. Hey. Hey. You know what? We got tight real quick. I mean, you know, it's okay. Now, again, I make no apologies for what directions the show goes tonight, because it's all going to be good. It's all, whether, you know, whatever I step on, it's all, you know, the prize money. But last week we had Vicky on from Voices with Vicky, married lesbian, and it you know, I was kind of skeptical. I'm going, God, I hope this goes okay. But there really is a lot of people that give a shit. There really are a lot of people that care about, like, current situations, whether you're gay, straight, mental, you know, genius, whatever. Whether you're like orange, green, yellow, red, black, blue, male, female, bisexual, even trans. Hallelujah. Jalapeno. But people, you know, there are people that want to hear this stuff and learn or be, you know, there's a lot of things. I mean, look, I tell this story, you know, many years ago, I got a speeding ticket. So I had to go to traffic school. Now, any of you have gone to traffic school? I think I've been to traffic school twice in my life. Once when I was really, really young, and once about maybe 20 years ago when I was really, really young. And traffic school is 8 hours of boring. You spend a ton of money. It's all a game. It's all a money game. And I said, you know, God, I hate going. I just got to get through it. But when I went, I actually learned something that I've never forgotten. You know, I mean, I even pushed it on my daughter when I was teaching her to drive. I mean, little reminders of things. So it's not all bad. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is, like, you know, there's a reason for everything. And sometimes you think, oh, I don't need to hear this shit, you know, but maybe you really do need to hear this shit, because it broadens your horizons. So last week, Vicky was on, and, you know, and I really hope, Vicky, that you stick with it and keep on going. You know, momentum is the key, because lots of people come out of the gate hot, but, you know, all of a sudden that little train that I think I can says, I think I got other things I want to do. You don't want to be that. If you're going to do it, do it. If not, nobody's going to hold it against you. But I think you're on the right track. Yeah, get it, train track with your engineer girlfriend, wife. Woot, woot. And she supports you in your journey here to do that. So do it. I'll be there. I'll support you. Right on. Anyway, she was on last week. I hope you people watched. I promise you'd learn something from it, just like you will every single show that I do. There's something, I promise you, if you pay attention. Don't watch 2 minutes and go, oh, screw them. You got to watch the whole show. It's worth it. So anyway, tonight I'm going to be touching on I'm going to be talking about my beloved California. That's driving me absolutely crazy. I'm going to be talking about the ideology of wokeness, on how I see some people that are so pro woke, and it just blows my mind. They look at us like we're friggin' idiots, and I'm gonna, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it. But we're gonna talk about lots of things. I'm gonna have some videos that are gonna. I'm not gonna talk about the border, because if I started talking about the border, we'd be doing a 3-hour show just about the border. But we got problems at the border. Just because it's kind of been pushed to the background, that shit's still happening every single day. And there's big problems, from sex trafficking, child, you know, trafficking, fentanyls, illegal immigrants, terrorists. We're going to have problems. See what I mean? I said I wasn't going to talk about it. Now I'm talking about it. I'm just keeping you aware. We're not going to go into detail, but we will. I got lots of shows ahead of me. But we got problems, and they're going to affect you in your town, USA. I hate to say it, but I promise you, because you can't, it's going to be unavoidable. They are not going to stop until this place is turned to a pure shithole. And some problems, lots of problems. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I love you too. We're going to be talking about some things that are not only going on in California that are turning California into a shithole. Michigan. We're going to be talking about overseas, our Ukrainian war. How's that working out? We're going to be talking about, I'm even going to touch on the Trump trial, because I swear, I understand why people think that, if they claimed he's guilty on 9 million counts or whatever, then he's guilty and screw him. But nothing further from the truth on how diabolical and cynical and how corrupt our system has turned. And if you don't know the details behind it, and you just listen to what they feed you on the news, yeah, you're going to believe it. Why wouldn't you? But shame on you for believing it, because your eyes, we'll get into it. And then, lastly tonight, last week, I don't know what the hell was wrong with me. I'm telling you, I don't know what day, what week I'm in. Lots going on. Last week, I said the debates were going to be on the following, like today's Wednesday. Thursday was going to be the debate between Biden and Trump. And I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, I thought that up until the time of the debate Thursday, I swear I cleared time in my life to sit down, and I wanted to watch, because this is going to be it's going to be interesting, because again, it's so weird. And I was wrong. The debate is tomorrow, the 27th, June. So we're going to just talk on that a little bit too. You're welcome. But that's what we're doing. And coming up. And do I have anything else? No, that's about it. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. So please, you got a minute. I'm going to get yourself a glass of wine, popcorn, go to the bathroom. It's going to be some stuff that I truly feel is worth at least paying attention to, whether you want to soak it all in and use it to your advantage as your, it's your choice. I was going to say your opinion, but it's really not an opinion. It's, I'm throwing this stuff out there. And come on. I got Butterfingers tonight. Again. But anyway, that's what's going to happen. So I urge you to settle in. Oh, look, it must be, everybody must be bored tonight. You know what's going to happen? Because next week, believe me, let me tell you about next week. Tonight, we didn't even bullet point things. I said, I'm just going from the top of my head, wherever that takes me, because sometimes I actually come up with some good stuff. Sometimes. Next week, after the debate, tomorrow, I really am going to talk about that, because I'm sure there's going to be miles of content to talk about this, good or bad. And I'd like a little of both. And that's what I'm going to do next week. That'll be all me. Again, I may open up the phone lines. It really sucks, because every time I want to open up the phone lines, all I need is 1, 2, 3, 4 decent calls of people wanting to really talk about something, or call me out, try to challenge me, whatever. But it always ends up, it's like, hi, Peter, how you doing? Yeah, love your show. Which I love it. I do. Don't get me wrong. But I want to talk about what we're doing. So maybe next week, I said it this week. I say it every week that I'm doing this, and then I run out of time. But we'll see how that pans out. If I do pull up the phone lines, you better call. But I mean, this is like a typical example. Hi, Dan. Hey, Dan's an old timer. I mean, he's been a fan since way back in the 40s when I started. I love you, Dan, for paying attention. People come and go. Life gets busy. But, and I can't always say hello, but I try. But, I do have this group that's like the foundation of this show that, they're there. Oh, it's been a long time. I've been here. I don't know what you've been doing. When did you get out? Yeah. So sometimes I get so busy I can't read the comments. Tonight I can. I don't have a guest, and this is what I'm doing. But first, like I said, I'm going to get into this, all right? But first, what we're going to do is I'm going to come back in a minute. But first, as always, before we get into the thick of things, we're going to hear from my good friends over at Clean Star Products with their money-saving fuel additive DX1 driver, because they have a product that actually works, folks. So don't go nowhere. I'll be right back in 1 minute.
Hello, I'm Tyrone Thompson of CleanStarProducts.com. This is DX1 Driver in the news, and here's what our friends have to say.
So I'm here to recap on the DX1 I've used. I put it in the oil and I put it in the gas. While I'm using it just for about 3 tanks. Cleaned everything out. I got every ounce of power back in my truck.
When Jared's truck was new, it had a lot of power. Then over time, it began to slow down. He got it all back with our DX1 Driver program.
Something you got to see for yourself. It's a great product. It's affordable. And it blows all the other additives and esters out of the water.
DX1 Driver is the finest oil in the world from a California environmental company. It goes into the fuel system and the oil. It's the only green grade product qualified for the carbon credits program, giving you better fuel mileage, lower emissions, and increased horsepower. So join the fuel savings revolution today. Go to CleanStarProducts.com/shop.
That's right, folks. I can only tell you this because I know from my own experience. And that's basically how I tell you just about everything. And then if I don't know, I leave it to somebody else. But Clean Star Products, DX1 Driver, money-saving fuel additive. It actually works. It does work. It's not snake oil. These people care about their product. They've got a lot of time and money invested in it. So it does many things to help your car improve its performance, run better, more efficient, cleaner emissions, the whole shebango. I noticed it. Again, I really put it to the test on my high mileage F-150 Ford pickup. And within 2 or 3 tanks, I can tell by the way I know that car, the way it breathes. By the time I was starting to drive it, even my daughter noticed that, hey, you know, the truck feels peppier. And the truck is like giving me, it took me longer to have to get to the gas station. Better fuel performance, fuel economy, all of the above. But listen, you're going to have questions with Clean Star product. You just got to believe me. Go to www.cleanstarproducts.com. There's a phone number there. Ty Thompson himself wants you to call that number with whatever questions you have. He will personally talk to you. That's commitment. I mean, he's giving up his time and his day and his life to back up what he says about their product. And should you decide after speaking to him that you want to order some of the DX1 Driver, please, this is the key, okay? Mention it to him that you saw it on the Peter G Show. Okay, that's really super important. You got to say, hey, I saw your product on the Peter G Show and Peter G bragging about how it actually works. And I'm going to tell you why you want to say that. Because if you do order, Ty's going to send you 5 bottles for the price of 4 for mentioning that you saw it on the Peter G Show. So it's a little added boost, a little, thanks for watching. Thanks for calling them. Thanks for ordering it. Now you're going to get some pure benefits out of the whole deal, and it's going to make your car run better, cleaner. It's going to clean out all that stuff to not make it work as hard, make it last longer. All right. Cars are expensive, but do that. Mention you saw it on the Peter G Show. You'll get 5 bottles for the price of 4. You're welcome. Because again, I would not talk about something that does not work. I don't want it coming back to me. I don't need the headaches. Life is too damn short. And I love these people because, once again, they know what I do and they still sponsor me. So, amen. Go get you some. I'm telling you. Game changer. All right. Let's, you ready? You guys getting ready? All right. Let's take a little sip here. Or maybe a little more than a little sip. Woo! Smooth. All right, so let's see what we're going to do, how we're going to start out. I got a lot to talk about. I really do. And I love talking about this stuff because I really feel like, if it helps a small handful of you, then we did really good. All right. I'm going to start with my beloved California. I love California. I do, but it's getting harder and harder to be here. It just really is. For the average people, I do not know how in the hell they're surviving. Everything is going up. Our wonderful governor is just coming up with more and more bullshit to drive this place to the ground. We have amazing weather. Even, I noticed, for California I think the one of the least expensive things considered in some parts of the country is our vegetables, things like that, because they grow so much over here. And it's a little less expensive, still expensive, but but the thing is they're finding ways to just stick it to you. And I don't understand well, I do understand why, but they're crippling us. Okay. It's getting harder to own a house. Nobody can afford rent. The gas, he was talking about putting another 50 cents a gallon on a gas tax. It's like, are you out of your friggin' mind? Other parts of the country, gas is $3 a gallon. You're friggin' $5.50 a gallon for the cheapest regular you can find. That's what we pay over here. Assholes. Just fucking assholes. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. A lot of people are just checking out. They are checking out. And I don't blame them. But anyway, California. There's been so much money lost in this state over the past 4 or 5 years. When the pandemic, when everybody was filing for unemployment, they got scammed for, what was it, $11 billion in unemployment payout? Not $11 million, $11 billion. People in prisons were making money scamming the California system in unemployment scandals. They can't account for it. They just, that's it. Oh, $11 billion. Who cares? I care. That's your money, my money, everybody's money. I don't care where you live at. It's killing everybody. So I'm going to play you a little video here because the latest thing, and again, I just saw this on the news too, and this guy is talking about, I like this guy, the old millennial, and he's going to talk about we had the highest savings, like bank account in money after the pandemic, and they've blown through it. They've blown through it. And nothing has changed. Everything has gotten worse for the homeless. That's what if they solve the homeless problem, they're not going to get any more money. This money is going into people's pockets, but it's not your pockets. It's not my pockets. It's all their buddies. If you're in the club, you start a business and we're going to give you this money and then you're going to give me some back and all this kind of stuff that goes on. And everybody's getting rich in that little club. But you, the people, are having to pay the price. So this is a guy from TikTok. He's called the Old Millennial. I like this guy. He's very well versed. He knows what he's talking about. And this is about the homeless and a program that they've got. And this is how we're getting just reamed financially. Somebody's sitting pretty financially, but it's not you or I. So check this out.
I'm pretty sure I just found the most wasteful spending in the history of California. And look, I know that's a high bar, but I feel pretty confident in what I just said. Oh, and by the way, TikTok, I'm parked. This is not a dangerous activity. But anyway, so back to California. So do y'all know those tiny homes that you get off like Amazon or Lowe's or Home Depot for like $2,500? They're basically like little barns, but you can actually live in them. Well, the California government is buying a lot of them. And they're buying a lot of them in an effort to house the homeless, which I gotta say is fucking awesome. I fully support that. However, instead of paying about $2,500 per house or even less because they're buying a ton of them in bulk, the California taxpayer is paying more than $837,000 per tiny home. They are paying $834,000 more than you can order them off Amazon per home. For that much money, you should be able to buy 335 tiny homes. Even if you weren't buying them in bulk, if you just went to the website and ordered one at a time, you could get 335 of these tiny homes for the same price that the California government is paying for one. Think about it this way, California. It is estimated that you have about 160,000 homeless people. And over the last 4 years, your government claims you have spent $17 billion trying to house them. You understand that if you had bought every single one of those 160,000 people a tiny home, not just once, but you bought them one every year for the last 5 years, like they got a brand new tiny home every single year, you still would have only spent about $2.5 billion. You would have spent nearly $15 billion less by just buying them a new tiny home every year. But no, you're spending $837,000 for something I can go to Amazon and get for $2,500. You are spending 330 times what the average American can get that tiny home for. How are you allowing this level of government corruption and thievery to just keep going on? How are you not demanding to know where that extra $834,000 per home is going? This is why your state 4 years ago had a surplus, one of the biggest surpluses in California history. As of this year, you have a $73 billion deficit. California, please stop worrying about the presidential race. Please stop worrying about who's president. That shouldn't matter to you. Pay attention to your local government that is very obviously fucking you. And go ask your governor why you're paying $837,000 for a tiny home that you can buy online for $2,500. Or don't. I legitimately don't give a shit because I would never fucking live in your state. It's sad because California is fucking beautiful, but your government sucks.
He's absolutely fucking right. He's absolutely right. And nobody's going to ask about this stuff. I mean, a few people are going to ask, and it's getting shoved under the rug, and nobody even is aware of what's going on. They don't know. You don't know. We're so busy trying to tread water that everybody, they're getting, I don't, even if he says, $2,500, $2,700 a piece, that's really cheap. But then again, these, even if it costs $5,000 a tiny home. Because I know if you go to Home Depot and you see those tough shed barns, they're about $5-6 grand. And you turn that into a tiny home. He still has a very valid point there. And I know this is a fact because I saw this on the news here in California. That they can't account. They've allocated, they spent they can't find $21 billion. Listen carefully, okay? They can't find or account for about $21 billion or $24 billion. At this point, what's the friggin' difference? $1 billion that has gone somewheres for the homeless, and they don't know where that money is. They don't know. I'm sure there's a few people that know that are living on an island somewhere or got it stashed away for their retirement. Early retirement, in your 40s, or offshore accounts, they can't account for it. Tens of billions of dollars. We don't know where it went. We're going to look into it, though. Bullshit. This is what's going on with California. And this isn't only California. This is our government, at the highest levels. This is what's happening with our senators and Congress people, most of them, not all, but most of them. They make a couple $100,000 a year, and they're all multimillionaires. How the hell does that work? Again, whole nother show. But just keep that in the back of your head. Because back when I was growing up as a kid, my mother used to tell me, if you're president or if you're in government, you have to let go of all your financial assets. You can't have interest in that stuff because it would sway the way you do things. I don't think they give a shit anymore, and nobody says anything, and they're all getting rich except for a chosen few that are speaking out. But it's good luck. We're trying to fight the machine, but don't give up. We should continue. fuck, I'm tired of this crap. I mean, I'm okay, but I know I got people that I love dearly that they're busting their asses every day, and can't make ends meet, debating what they can and cannot buy every single day. And they got kids and family. It sucks. And I'm pissed. I'm pissed for them because it's like we're all interconnected. We're all the same energy, folks. Even though as hard as they are trying to divide us, and they're doing a good job of that too. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. We're all one. The one is all and the all is one. We need to make this work. So do not let up. Do not put the blinders on. Start talking about this stuff. Raising a little hell really kind of makes a difference. It makes them know that we know. They don't want you to say things. They don't want attention drawn to them. You got to speak up. They are driving. California is, I mean, I got friends in other parts of the country, and they think in some coastal areas that I'm very fond of, Gulf Coast, my friends think they live in paradise. And they, in a lot of respect, they do. But damn those gnats and mosquitoes at times of the year, and early mornings and dusk, that eat up your ankles and put whelps on your body. That shit drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. We don't have that in California, you know, and we got great weather. It's like 80 degrees in the daytime and 60 degrees at night. I'm wearing a leather jacket when I'm riding my bike. Motorcycle, not bicycle. Just, you know, it'd look kind of dumb. Bicycling with leather. Well, actually, if it's cold enough, I guess you could. But either way, it's just, I don't know. It doesn't hardly rain. You know, I can actually take my bike out and not get caught in the rain. Over in Florida, it's like, holy shit, it's sweltering 900 degrees over there, and it does. And you look at the weather report and it says not a cloud in the sky. It's gonna be a great day. And then all of a sudden, 40 minutes later, you turned around because all of a sudden it kind of got dark out, and it's going, what the hell is going on? And all of a sudden you hear, and it's like, Jesus. And all of a sudden it just starts pouring. I mean, pouring. Cats and dogs, not just, drizzle, pouring. And then, an hour later, it dries up and you don't even know it's there, but you went through hell for that hour. Lightning, thunder, the whole deal. It's just the way it goes. So California's that's been the greatest, thing about California. It's like, it's so weird. It's such a long state from the south to the north, and you got all these different aspects of climate and terrain and the look of the whole place. It's absolutely amazing, but it's impossible. It's getting harder and harder to dwell there. It just really is. Here's another woman who is a little bit upset about another thing Gavin Newsom, the whole state. They come by every week. They're coming up with new, we're going to do this. Like, they're the leaders in groundbreaking stupidity. They really are. But this woman, I'm pretty sure anyway, check it out. You tell me. We'll talk about it. Check this out.
Hello, good morning. For those of you living in California, they're passing a bill for construction on I-80, 17 miles of construction. They want to widen the lanes for whatever reason and put in a toll booth, and we're going to have to pay $1 a mile to drive through it. And now they're looking at, they're going to have a lane where you can pay in advance or something to the effect where they're trying to say that it is not equality, because the rich people are going to be able to go in the fast lane, and so they're thinking about lane equality. How are the poor people going to do this, and the rich people just get their own lane. So now they're going to have lane equality brought up in this fucking nightmare bullshit of a state. Fuck! You lose 24 billion fucking dollars, and then you want to fucking make up some stupid toll booth bullshit to charge us $1 a fucking mile. Forever. It's just another fucking money fucking laundering scheme to get money out of us for every fucking thing we do here. Fuck off.
She's got a point. She's got a point. A very valid point. This is how a lot of people, it's like, okay, you're good. You still got some of the blind. There's always going to be a percentage of those. And believe me, I was dealing with that this morning. But $24 billion. Billion, not million. A million, you could almost it's like, as a lot of people back in my day used to be, God, if I, had $1 million, it's like $1 million really doesn't go very far anymore. It really doesn't. That's so sad. I'd still take it, but $1 million doesn't go very far. But $24 billion unaccounted for. It's like, we'll figure it out. It's like, that's what they say. We're going to get to the bottom of this. And then they just keep sweeping it under the rug and then on to the next catastrophe. Again, keeping you way, busy with one thing after another. Diversions. But that sucks. And again, San Francisco. Oh my God. San Francisco was kind of cool. I live in the LA area. But I'd like, there was times I used to spend a lot of time up in San Francisco. You just jump on a plane, boom, you're there. Whether you arrive in Oakland or in San Francisco, and I used to like going down there. I get a hotel room and in Union Square, that area, and it was just so different. It was so different than Southern California. The Rice-A-Roni, trolley, and just great places. It's hilly, and it was just a totally different vibe. It's a shithole. You're scared to walk around. From the people I talk to, they go, it's just not the same. I mean, it's gotten so hard. The crime, the break-in on cars. I mean, it's just like, why? Why? I know why. They want to break you. They want you to depend on the government. Don't worry, we're going to take care of this. We're going to take care of you. You just need to give us all your freedom. Screw them. I'm telling you, people, stop just accepting what is being fed to you. Tired of this. If I reach one, I got up for a good day today. Amen. Thank God. But Hollywood. I mean, I have not been to San Francisco in several years. More than several. It's been over 5 years. I've just been busy with other things, trying to just keep afloat, keep things going. Do the show, but I do have Hollywood, and there's people that like, everybody's got, when people, I want to move to Hollywood. That was me. I wanted to move to Hollywood because I was in the music business, and I wanted to further my musical drumming career. And Hollywood was bigger than Nashville back when I was, making this decision, even though Nashville's changed a lot too now, unfortunately. Whatever. At the end of the day, you envision it's perception, Hollywood, the Street of Dreams, sparkly roads. I mean, and they only show you the good stuff. But again, it's not always all the good stuff, folks. It really isn't. I mean, here's a couple of little videos of this is normally in the mornings when all the homeless, they just camp out. It doesn't matter where they're at, and then they'll usually be up by the certain point of the day because there's too many people on the streets. But a lot of them, they're so mentally ill and all that, they don't care. They don't care at all. But this is Hollywood. I mean, again, thank God, I live like 40 miles outside of Hollywood, and life's a lot different. And I do thank God every single day. My life isn't this anymore, but it never used to be this bad. It was always had its issues, but check this out. Sorry, I was watching the video and I forgot, like, hey, I need to get back on screen. This is not like a compilation video, taking over days or anything like that. This is a daily occurrence. Every single day, like this is and a majority of these shots are taken on like Hollywood Boulevard, Sunset Boulevard, the streets you hear about the most. And maybe they're in the farther parts, but believe me, I've been in some of the center points, and the homeless, they don't care. I mean, a lot of these people are not right. And they'll just, let alone, just defecating, wherever they're at, just, it's insane. The streets smell like piss. They have to have crews that come down and wash them down. I don't know what the schedule is anymore. Cause again, I unless I got a reason to be down there, I just don't anymore. I'm so over it. And I have tons of friends that are in the scene and they're way bigger than me. And I wouldn't trade this lifestyle for nothing. That's because you're here. But if you were here, it'd be a different story. It's just totally different. But here, one more Hollywood, just so again, this isn't a compilation. This is just walking down the street on any given morning. I promise you. That much I know, because I know. I know. Every day, every morning. That's what Hollywood, California, the city council, the crews have to deal with. Cleaning up or attempting to getting it. It's just like this role reversal from the street of dreams to absolute friggin' a mess, and then trying to bring it back up because it's such a touristy area. I mean, you got people from all over the world coming there to take pictures and seeing the walk of fame, the stars on the sidewalk. And there's people shitting and pissing on these, on the sidewalks. It's like whoever's star happens to be right there. I'm telling you, it's real. It sucks, but it's real. Sucks. I told you, I was, I don't know, about a month ago, I was on my way to the airport. I had to go someplace. And I saw this wheelchair, like, in I think I was in Century City, somewhere like that, and there was a wheelchair that was just sitting on the sidewalk. It's nighttime, and there's this somebody, I guess, who needed the wheelchair, just sleeping on the middle of the sidewalk. I mean, not even off to the side, just right in the middle of the damn sidewalk. And it was like a downtown area. It's for Century City. I'm pretty sure it's Century City. Either way, it doesn't matter. The fact is, this is what goes on over there, and it does. We've already proven that we don't have to have homeless people, because if you look at how many people are being supported that are coming over the border, given money, hotel rooms. I mean, I'm not saying that this is right too, to just put them in, but the thing is, all this money that we are spending on these people, and I'm looking for this too, because I just thought about this. I should have did it while the clip was playing. But we could easily solve the homeless problem. I mean, easily. There's no excuses for it. There really isn't. I know I have it. I want to show you, because this I just kind of brought it to my attention. It's like, this is the clip I had. Oh, there it is. Check that out. This man brings a valid point. We could not have it in any town. I promise you, every city that I'm talking to, anybody who's paying attention knows they all have homeless issues. People on every intersection begging for money. And a lot of them are just, they got problems. They got problems. Some people are just down on their luck and they got problems. But check this out. This just proves my point. Thanks to this gentleman who's going to tell you right now.
See, I hope now that a lot of you soft skulls are waking up. Homelessness, poverty in America was never a thing we had to put up with, because now it is exceedingly obvious that the United States of America could have housed every single homeless person, veteran, disabled person, and they also could have provided them with money enough to live and stay off the streets, because they can seem to find the money and houses for illegal immigrants. As a matter of fact, do you know that they are building entire neighborhoods for immigrants for free? So see, this is how bad we have been betrayed by our own government. There was never any reason for any American to ever be homeless, ever. They could have solved the homeless problem overnight, like they solved illegals being homeless overnight. Fuck this government, man. They need to go. Fuck this whole government. They all need to go. Voting ain't gonna do it.
Comprende? Capiche? Understand? He makes a valid point. Again, this, it's not me making this stuff up. There's people that do a lot of homework. There's people that really understand the issues here. For those of you who are too busy, but yet complain about it, or some are unaware, you need to be aware. It's all taking a toll on you. But he makes a valid point. This all could be solved. They don't want it solved. They don't want it solved. They want to keep taking your money, and it creates better benefits for them, the upper echelon. They don't want it solved. And that sucks. So the suffering, the people suffer, keep on suffering. You keep on paying, and nothing changes. They just keep talking about how they're going to do better and tell you all the bullshit they've done, which is nothing. Just keep on pouring salt on the wound and then bandaging it up a little bit. Once it starts to heal, you rip the Band-Aid off and infect it some more. It's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you something, because someday I know that this man is going to try to run for president. And if you buy into him, then you need to go get your eyes examined. You need to get your ears examined. You need to go get a mental health check, because this guy right here, the governor of California, is the most slithery snake that in this country. That I know they're eventually gonna push him for president, because he's decent looking guy. He's got that he's got that presidential look. But I'm telling you right now, this is what he's done to our state. Because he's related to Nancy Pelosi too. And if you're proud of that, screw you too, because they're all pieces of shit. They all are about themselves, not you, the people. We, the people. Highest poverty rate in the nation, California. Highest gas taxes in the nation, California. Highest state income tax in America, California. Record homelessness in California, California. Governor Gavin Newsom, he's done nothing. He's so brill cream slick. You can't keep your hands on him. He slithers away. And someday they're going to push him for president. And if any of you think that that's a good thing, you're fucked. You need to check yourself. I'm telling you this now because this is what he's done to our state. Imagine what he's going to do in cahoots with the upper echelon to the rest of this country. They're going to take it for the final fall. Governor Gavin Newsom. Piece of crap. Yeah. Remember I said this. See, this is what I love about it, because all these tapes and videos and this will all live on forever. Can't change what I said. And I'm proud of it, because this much I know. I will stake my life on it. He does not care about you or anybody else. It's all about the club, the people in their circle, lining their pockets. We are just ants, peons. Gavin Newsom. He's killed California. Killed California. And all his cronies, whatever. It's all the same. They all work for the same team. They're all just in it for themselves, destroying everything. Because then when they destroy everything, then they can swoop on up and pick everything up. They'll be good trillion, gazillion, badillionaires. Sick of it. I can't believe we've gotten to this point in this country. We were doing great not too long ago. Most people would agree. And then all of a sudden, in a few short years, it's easier to demolish a building than it is to build a building. Correct? You can call a construction crew, a demolition crew. They can knock down a house in, 2 hours and then haul it all away within that same day or 2 days. It will take 2 years to rebuild that house. This is what's happening. Anyway, that's it for California for now. I'm sure you've had enough. But what I'm saying is, like, things are going on in every single state of the United States. There's corruption going on, and if you're not paying attention and you live in those, like you're not feeling, if you don't live at the Texas border, like the Arizona borders or Texas borders, you're not feeling what these poor people are going through, of all these immigrants coming through, the rape trees, the fentanyl, the thievery, the stealing, the trash that they're leaving behind. They don't care. They're from a country that's a piece of shit anyway. So they carrying it. What happens when you bring in all that shit? You just have more shit. What do you think? They're going to be, model citizens? They heard it's a free ticket here. They came and running. That's all they know is free, free, free. What about the people who are spending years trying to come into the country legally, and thousands of dollars are spending to have lawyers to get them in legally? They're all getting pushed to the back. It's like, how's that fucking fair? It just bothers me. So anyway, just so you know, it's not just California. It's not just the Texas borderline. It's just not the Arizona borderline. There's problems. There's scams going on everywhere. Everywhere. Let's talk about Michigan, because Michigan is heavy Muslim. Heavy. Hold on. This will calm me down. Ooh. Now, I don't have a racist bone in my body. I don't. But I have a radical bone in my body. Like, if you're a radical, I'm not going to let you walk all over me. If there's the Muslim ideology for the radicals is, if you don't believe like they believe, you're dead. Kill all that don't believe like they believe. It's a fact. They are coming and infiltrating this country and growing by the hundreds of thousands yearly, especially now. Terrorism, all the above. They want nothing more than to cripple the United States and assimilate the United States like, the Stone Age that they came from, with their, Taliban ideologies and that kind of stuff. And that's the truth. Now, there's great Muslim people, wonderful Muslim people that I love very much and know, that are just peace-loving people who have a different religion or ideology, whatever, but they mean no harm. But unfortunately, this is not what's going on. The peace-loving people are peace-loving and quiet, and they're doing their thing. The radicals are coming in, and they have a plan, folks. And they're scamming already. And again, it's all about death, to America. Death to America. They say it. It's not me. I'm just kind of passing the message in case you missed it, which has been going on for decades, hundreds of years. Death to America. They live in this country and they say death to America. What the hell does that tell you? And we're supposed to go, oh, they don't mean it. They're just playing. I hate it. I don't hate a lot. But again, they need to all go, death to America? Get back where the fuck you belong. Bye-bye. And here, there's where the money should be spent. This is where the Orange Man and the deportation, it's like, say what you want. There's people that belong here and people that don't belong here. Let them go, kill each other in their own areas. It's been already done, okay? Lake and Riley. I mean, the names are limited. There's so many people who have already been affected by this whole deal. Already. Oh, look. See, you never know who you're going to attract nightly. Hey. Look, watch. This is like a monumental. Hey, Peter, Paige here. Hey. Shout out. All right. Let's get back to my rant. I don't want to rant. I wish I didn't have to rant. I love jokes. But this is the times we're living in. So check out, I want you to see this video. In Michigan, the Muslim community or Somalian community, same thing, they're Muslim. The ones that really, they're going to take advantage of this country because we're stupid and just giving them everything. Like, again, for those of you that are empathetic, stop being empathetic because you're being pathetic. Because I understand your idea, your thoughts on we should give everybody a chance, but everybody is not nice. Everybody is not nice, and all they want to do is take over. It's happened before. Roman empires, you name it. It's happened before. They say, screw you. We're taking your shit. And this is what they want to do. But you're going to be nice about it. Oh, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to say stuff. I don't want to make trouble. It's like, you know what? You need to say stuff and you need to make trouble. Otherwise, it's your family, your life, your ass that's on the line. Slaves, you're just going to end up slaves if you live to tell about it. But check it out. Okay, here's Michigan. Michigan's got their own set of issues. Real quick. You'll thank me later.
Oh, you're not ready for this story. 47 migrants from Somalia have been arrested for defrauding the state of Minnesota out of $250 million through a charitable foundation set up to help them because they have one of the highest unemployment rates of any group of people of the 30,000 sent. Guess who set up the charitable foundation? The one and only. This charitable foundation was defrauded. 2 jurors have already been dismissed for accepting bribes to vote not guilty. And guess where the money was linked to? Surprise!
Surprise! The Squad. Omar, whatever the hell her name is, who's married to her brother. Pieces of shit. And we tolerate this stuff. This is what blows my mind. But again, most people are unaware. They're just doing their thing, and that's just that. You're just not paying attention. We are not in a time in our lives where you need to not be paying attention. I guess that's my point. The moral of the story right now is like, you need to friggin' pay attention. You do. Paige loves the rant. Thank you, Paige. God bless. You need to friggin' pay attention because when you finally wake up, when you finally realize what the hell is going on, it's too late. That's Michigan. And let me tell you, Michigan's always had its share of issues between poverty and it's just been, Michigan has been going to hell. There's been, no work there, no jobs there. And every time they try to rebuild the community, it's like they fail. They do that on purpose. They do it on purpose. They want to keep everybody down low, keep everybody on their knees. God forbid we start having success and everybody flourishes. Then they lose control. It's all about control. It just friggin' drives me nuts. Because, again, I hope I reach a few people. And if I do, I had a good day. I thank God every day for waking up and being able to do this. But again, it's just lots of people that are just so unaware of what the hell's going on. So let's get off from that. I'm going to keep on. Holy crap. Here we go. Another hour and a half show. I don't mind. If you appreciate it, it's definitely worth the time. Now let's really striking some nerves. Let's talk about Ukraine. More money, scandal. Okay? I understand how they led you to believe, like, the poor people of Ukraine and support Ukraine and, mean old Russia and this and that. But when's the last time you've really seen anything about Ukraine? Any war pictures? Anything? Because I have. Guess what? Most people. I mean, there's some parts that are not. Most people in Ukraine are doing exactly right here. Woo! Living their lives, because you don't know what's going on in Ukraine, because nobody's showing you what's going on in Ukraine. But yet they keep telling you we need more money to fight the bad Russia and this and that. Zelensky has become a dictator. All the stuff you're blaming the orange man that he's going to be, which he never has been. He could have been, while he was in office, but he never was. Again, wake up, people. Zelensky canceled I'm not even going to talk about it. Tulsi Gabbard, this is a woman who was a Democrat. Again, I don't care Democrat, Republican. I care about just common friggin' sense. Tulsi Gabbard was a Democrat. She's a congresswoman from Hawaii. I like her a lot. I do. And she's a veteran. She served in our military. I think she still does. It's like she's active reserve now, too. But anyway, let her tell you what's going on. Because this is the shit that we're giving all this friggin' money to. And Zelensky's and all his inner people are lining their pockets. Your money, people, your money, your money. And there's no sign of end in sight because it's a money train. It's like, we need you. Please, the poor people. And the poor people are getting shit. All right, so here, check this out.
Here is something that the political establishment and propaganda media don't want you to know. Ukraine's President Zelensky has just banned yet another political opposition party, one that questioned his legitimacy as president, and used Ukraine's Department of Justice to mandate the seizure of this party's members' assets. Now, this is just the latest of Zelensky's actions to do this sort of thing. He began banning major political opposition parties in 2022, when he also started banning TV channels that were associated with his political opponents. And he took over total control of Ukraine's largest television networks, now controlled by their government. Now, Zelensky's presidential term ended on May 20th. He canceled elections in the name of martial law, suspending Ukraine's constitution so that he could stay in power. Now, defenders of Zelensky will say, hey, Ukraine is in the middle of a war. They can't have elections. Just stop for a moment and think, if we accept that excuse or criteria for suspending the Constitution and canceling elections, then we should presume that leaders in our own country and our own establishment media will also use this same excuse and rationale when they suspend our Constitution and our elections, since we too are at war with Russia and China. If you think this sounds crazy, look at what's already going on. They've already started conditioning us to accept a dictatorship by rationalizing their own use of our Department of Justice to target President Trump and other political enemies in their efforts to stay in power.
Abso-friggin-lutely. But you're not paying attention to this stuff, so you don't know what's going on. Not everybody. But this is what's happening. It's like making up excuses. Oh, we got to cancel the elections. We got too much going on. This is important. We have to stay on track, to their benefit, not yours, not the people of Ukraine. And again, who suffers? The people of Ukraine. And we just keep war. And like she said, TV channels get banned. If this show lasts, or if I last, whatever, I doubt it. But if I don't, you'll find me other places. I don't care anymore. I don't care. But war equals money to a lot of people. They hated that we had the Orange Man and 4 years of peace. It doesn't make these defense contractors any money. They need to keep on building stuff and making stuff so the governments can buy it, so they can spend $1 trillion for a friggin' hammer. And keep replacing that hammer for $1 trillion so they can all get rich. And again, I don't care Democrat, Republican, because back in the Bush era, they pushed war. They pushed war. And again, I hated that. I didn't care, I'm not Democrat, Republican. I'm common sense. Because believe me, there's shit people in both sides. They all work, under the same thing. There are some good ones, though. There are some good ones. So you got to try to find the better of, the lesser of two evils, as it's been said. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it, and you need to be sick of it, too. The problem is that if you don't start saying that you're sick of it and start talking out loud, they just keep going because they're going, we're going. Screw them. We're going. We're trampling on top of everybody. They don't care. You're an ant. But a colony of ants can do a lot of work. It just sucks. Wake up. Speak up. Enough. Wake up. Speak up. Enough. Wake up. Speak up. Enough. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wow. I think I'm going to write that down. No, maybe I won't. You get my point. And for those of you who don't, it's like, what? Look, I won't hate, again, I get all this morning, I saw, there was a meme that was on Facebook today. And it was a picture of a fighter pilot from maybe the U.S. Air Force or something, supposedly. And I'm sure this was a real guy. And he says, if you ever thank me for my service, don't ever thank me for my service. They brought up that shit about the Orange Man saying about the people in the military were losers. I mean, I don't have it. I should have had it. I don't, but it bothered me. It was everything, once again, taken out of context. And I couldn't help it. I had to answer. I go, here you are gaslighting bullshit. This is the farthest. I promise you, this picture that you're even posting, the person who's in the picture probably doesn't even know you're using him to gaslight, to say that the Orange Man is a bad man because he said that military veterans are losers, and all this kind of stuff. He's never said that. Never. Took it all out of context. And then this guy says, yeah, it's funny how you guys, you speak out every time it's, for your agenda. It's like, I don't have an agenda. I just want happy. And this is somebody who's on my Facebook, and I don't want to get into an argument with her, and I won't hate him either, because I realize how twisted they have slowly dripped on you to believe the bullshit. And it worked. It worked. And I don't understand how you can't see it. Again, well, how does your pocket feel? And no matter how much you hate, maybe the Orange Man is a little rough around the edges because he speaks his mind. I don't even know, again, really behind, but all I know is he's the lesser of both evils. That's all I can say. And because we are not doing good, people. We're not doing good. Let's talk about speaking about not doing good. You believe that he got convicted of 34 felonies. You saps who believe this. I love you, but what? They make up their own rules. It has gotten to where justice doesn't matter anymore. They're making up their, but you don't see that. Ask any lawyer what's going on with that, what was going on with those trials. A lot of them, they're getting let go now because they don't have a leg to stand on. But they're pushing it as hard as they can. They go, just do it, and see if they, if you conform and you go, well, he said what they said, what they could have said. If you question it and push it, they fold because they know they're wrong. So Trump got convicted of 34 felonies of a misdemeanor that shouldn't have even been in court because they're trying to keep him all tied up. I mean, it's just that plain and simple. And you buy it hook, line, and sinker. It's like, I will never vote for a felon. It's like, go check yourself. Because this was a trial about him paying somebody to shut the hell up, which is not illegal. Remember? Democrat Bill Clinton, Paula Jones. Remember Democrat Bill Clinton? Lewinsky? He got a Lewinsky? Yeah. Remember JFK? Marilyn Monroe? Same shit. They're men. Whether it's true or not true, there's no crime there. And they're trying to twist and then turn. And it's like, fucking grow up. Grow up. Who cares? I care about how he runs this country. I don't give a shit what you do in your personal life, which, believe me, his family, they got nothing on his family. His kids grew up and they're squeaky clean. They're just doing business. Unlike Brandon, he knows not to go sideways because they're watching him like a hawk. Everything they've done, you've bought into, not everybody, the chosen few, bought into when they raided his house and he had, secret documents and all this bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, and you are just sucking it up. Show. Where are you? And you're sucking it up. Shame on you. I don't blame you because they have conditioned you to believe. I get it. But this is why I'm here. I'm here to say it's a lie, folks. I believed in it 10 years ago. I was like you, but I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you heal, heathens. They are screwing you to the max by saying, trust me, we're the government. We're here to help. Scared. You still got time. Scared. I'm fucking. Anyway. Look, folks. I'm going to play a clip about the Trump trial in New York. That's just one of the many. The Florida, it's like, what happened in Florida? Like they're like going silent now and just hoping you're going to forget with more trauma and drama and all the above because they didn't have a leg to stand on. It's like it doesn't hold water, but they tried, damn it, and you bought into it. But now it's like, where are you when you're saying, well, what happened to this trial? What happened to this trial? Because they were all bullshit. That's what happened to them. They're all bullshit. Check this out. This is about the trial with Donald Trump, where you think that he's a felon with 34 counts and all this crap. You guys, look, I am not going to go, ha ha ha, you're a fucking idiot. I'm not going to do that. I'm asking you to just open your minds and let it go. You made a mistake. It's okay. They sold it really good, just like they sold the old jabberoonie. They sold it really good. I don't blame you, but sometimes you have to admit when you're wrong. I will gladly admit if I was wrong. I will, but I'm not. So check out this guy's, again, the older millennial. I like this guy. He's going to talk real quick about this and the trial. And it's irrefutable, but you're not going to do the homework. You're going to listen to CNN and MSNBC and those bitches over there, morning jack-offs and Rachel, Murder Doc, that dude. get paid. I can't imagine. Again, it just blows my mind how you can make so much money for being a total liar and go to bed at night and sleep and live with yourself. I don't get it. I will never. I don't care if you said, Peter, I'll give you $1 billion to join our team. I won't do it. I've lived this long. I won't do it. I won't do it. I want the money. I want that kind of money, but I won't do it. Screw them. Morals. If people can say, oh, that Peter, this and that and this and that. But the one thing about it is, it's like I'm pretty true to myself, and that translates onto you. Period. Like me or hate me, whatever. I don't flip flop. I don't. I like jokes. I'd rather be telling jokes, but this is important stuff. So check this out. The Trump trial. All right. You're welcome.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give you liberals a fact about the Donald Trump case that completely clears him that you can't refute. I challenge any liberal, Democrat, or Biden supporter to tell me I'm wrong. So the basis of this entire case against Trump is falsifying business records. Like, that's what he was charged and convicted with. Now, the reason Alvin Bragg gave for bringing these charges against President Trump was that Trump falsified these business records in order to deceive the American public during the 2016 presidential election. Here's the direct quote from Alvin Bragg in the affidavit. The defendant, Donald J. Trump, repeatedly and fraudulently falsified New York business records to conceal criminal conduct that hid damaging information from the voting public in the 2016 presidential election. Simply put, that didn't happen. It couldn't have possibly happened. Because while the payment to Stormy Daniels was before the presidential election, an act by itself that is not illegal, there is no law against paying people to shut the fuck up. So he didn't break any law when he paid Stormy Daniels. They're not even accusing him of breaking any law when he paid her. Now, what they are charging him with is falsifying business records. And Alvin Bragg said he was charging him with that because it was deceiving the American public during the 2016 election. Except the records that he's charged with were generated somewhere between February 2017 and December of 2017. And if you're unaware how a fucking calendar works, that's at a minimum 3 months after the election. So yeah, he paid Stormy Daniels before the election, but that's not illegal. He's not charged with a crime for doing that. He's charged with the crimes for the business records, and they're saying he did it to change people's mind during the election. But if he did falsify those records, he did it after the election. So how the fuck could business records falsified 3 months after the election affect how people voted? Go ahead, liberals. Tell me where I'm wrong.
Again, if you don't know, you don't know. And I promise you, most people don't know. Because you're not going to get into detail. You're not. I don't blame you. But this is my point, folks. Believing the bullshit you see on TV. They're trying everything. I mean, these are the most ridiculous things to. It's like saying, you called me a bad name. I'm gonna put you in jail. They're doing. They got nothing, so they're grabbing like crap straws. And it doesn't. You can't. It's never gonna work. But it is a great diversion. Maybe some people are believers. I mean, some people are true believers. Some people think that Brandon is still a communicator and he's going and he was gonna bring everybody together. It's like, where the hell it's been almost 4 years, ain't nobody together. We're worse than we ever been. Worse than we've ever been. Ever. Ever. I'm going to talk about tomorrow because tomorrow is a debate. Tomorrow they're going to have that debate and it's going to be so, Trump agreed to say whatever, because he's so frigging confident because he's got his brain together. He said, whatever you're going to do, I don't give a shit. Whatever. I'm still going to kick your ass because they are going to have specific questions where, and Brandon is going to have specific answers already written out for him to read. There's no debate here. This is going to be pure bullshit because if he loses, if honestly, if the Orange Man kills just annihilates Brandon, they're going to figure out a way for Brandon to disappear. This is really going to be interesting. Believe me, next week we'll talk about that. But right now, I'm going to play you a little understanding about tomorrow's debate. And it's important because you need to understand how this works. And again, for those of you who think that Brandon's on top of his game, he is, and I ain't blaming him for losing his cognitivity and things like that, but he doesn't run anything anyway. They put him in there so that way they can tell him what to do, and he believes it. He actually believes it. It's the craziest thing. And if you don't see it, again, I think American Optical has eye exams for $89.95 or something like that. And while you're there, walk next door and get your hearing checked too, because I don't understand what the fuck you're looking at. I wouldn't mind if it wasn't so obvious, but I think it's just a mental disorder to where the hatred towards the Orange Man is so bad that you're willing to block it and think. It's like having an ugly girlfriend. No offense. I'm a guy. I'm not gay. And thinking she is a beauty queen, and that's all you think. And you're not going to change your mind because it's the only girl you can get. So props to having that kind of thought. And, because there's somebody out there for everybody, which you have, free will. This is what this country's all about. It's like, okay, you want to do that, but yet that girlfriend that you have is destroying your life mentally, but yet you're hanging on to that girlfriend because it's the only girl that wants you. It's like, I don't even know if that's a good analogy, but you get my point. It's like, wake up. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Here's a little debate information for tomorrow, all right? Because believe me, I am going to block time out of my life to watch this debate, and it's going to be, just like tonight, a shit show. Who knows what's going to happen, because CNN has total control over the whole thing. They are going to manipulate it in every form they can, and they've anticipated, I'm sure they've run different, scenarios as like how to try to stay on top. It is going to be the biggest bullshit thing, but Trump doesn't care. He's so freaking confident. It's like, whatever, go ahead. You got nothing. You'll never had anything. You never will have anything. I'm going to kick your ass. So check this out, okay? I think this will set you up for tomorrow. And you need to pay attention tomorrow. And I need you to pay attention tomorrow with open eyes and open ears. So this is why, if any video, anything you're going to watch of me in this show tonight, it's about the debate for tomorrow. Because this is where our world is going. Which way do you want to go? For better or for worse? Regardless of your personal opinions of somebody's personality or whatever. Stop the nonsense. Grow up.
So what America wants and what America needs, we're not going to get with the CNN debate. We need a real debate where they're allowed to go at each other, challenge each other, step on each other, talk over each other. See, in a debate, anybody that's debated understands that when you can make your opponent uncomfortable, that's when you get to the truth. You get them stumbling over their words, over their prepared statements. You catch them in lies, but that's not what we're going to get with CNN. CNN is going to have a controlled debate. That's why Joe Biden has been preparing for a week so that he can have prepared statements to the questions and not the back and forth America needs to see. I don't care about 2020. I don't care about their fake January 6th. I don't care about Donald Trump's cases that even their own legal analysts said would get overturned. I care about what's happened in this country the last 3 years and what's going to happen in the future. I want to know who's going to fix the border and the crime and the problems and the fentanyl overdoses that come with it and the potential terrorist threats that we're hearing about. I want to know who's going to fix the crime problem, who's going to fix our failing schools so that our children have a future. I want to know who's going to fix interest rates and inflation rates and oil and gas prices and energy rates and policy. I want to know who's going to fix the infrastructure, who's going to fix the problems that we face in America. I want to know who's going to solve the conflicts that should have never started in the first place overseas that have the potential to escalate into something very bad, all so that more people can make more money and so that they can launder our money and keep themselves in power. I want to know who's going to fix the real problems of today, and I want to get to the real answers, and you can't do that with a prepared statement debate. It needs to be a real debate where they can go at each other so we can actually challenge whether either one of them is cognitive enough to run our country, to answer questions and debates and formulate real responses. I want to know who's going to fix these conflicts. I want to know who's going to keep our money in the United States and fix our problems and focus on the American people by reducing our costs, reducing our taxes, and keeping our money here in the United States. We're not going to get that in the CNN debate.
If anything you're paying attention to during this show tonight, because it's pertinent for tomorrow, I hope you took that in. If you didn't, when this show is over, you need to watch that video again, because the band Beard, I love this guy. He's well versed. He doesn't watch all the crap news. He does his own. He's an intelligent guy. He brings everything right to your face. It's pretty factual, pretty friggin' simple. Right there. Right there. It's important. Tomorrow is important because that's going to determine whether they're going to pull Brandon out of the race some way, shape, or form. They'll come up with some bullshit scheme, some way or shape or form. Or if the Orange Man plays his cards right and lays back and just lets him feel like he's doing good, they'll keep him in there. It's just like, it's like getting in a boxing match with a cripple. We know this isn't going to work. Again, they're going to have to juice him up. They're going to have to give him something to make him last an hour or two. They wanted to have it sitting down. I mean, it's the biggest bunch of bullshit. But again, Trump, the Orange Man, doesn't care about this debate. He cares about the one that gets closer to election time. Then they won't have this. They will not have this control. But he agreed. He goes, well, yeah, whatever you guys want. It's stupid. I ain't afraid of you guys. He's not afraid of shit because he invented the term fake news because it's true. Fake news. Obama made it happen back in 2012 with the Congress and everybody else. Fake news. It's legal. I don't understand how it's not repealed. We need to get rid of this stuff. We need to not be Iran. Okay? But unfortunately, unknowingly to you guys, we're being fed bullshit. And I know it's hard for you to accept that they're not telling you the truth, but they're not telling you the truth. And that's it. I got one final rant from somebody about wasting money, and then we're going to go, okay? But I love you, and thank you for watching Life with Peter G, The Peter G Show, every Wednesday like clockwork, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. on the East Coast. God willing. Still here. But this is really important. This is where all our money goes, people. And it's just nonsense. We need to stop this crap. But we're never going to unless you, the people, we, the people, start saying enough is enough. There's going to come to a point that in 1776, it came to a point where enough was enough. I don't want to have it go like that. But how much damage has to get done before you finally say enough is enough? I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you next week. I want to talk about the debates that are happening tomorrow and many other things. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to my sponsor, Clean Star Products, with their money-saving, fuel additive DX1 driver. Get you some. It actually works. But again, I thank you. My name is Peter G. I want to remind you that life is a bitch. It really is. And people are struggling. And be grateful for what you got. It could always be worse. But it's tough. And during this tough time, you don't have to take a bunch of shit from people, but you don't have to be an ass either. Let's find that happy medium. Believe me, I know. Not easy. But life is short. Make it count. And that's it. I want you to watch this video because this is, again, the last money spending bullshit. This what goes on and you don't even know it. My name is Peter G. Thank you for watching Life with Peter G, The Peter G Show. I love you guys. I truly do. From the bottom of my heart. Peace out.
For anyone not paying attention, the United States just secured funding to give taxpayer money to Northrop Grumman to put a fucking train on the fucking moon! You don't have health care because we need fucking moon trains! This country is a fucking joke! Remember that when you fucking vote that you don't have health care because the goddamn moon needs a fucking train from a goddamn weapons contractor! Fuck America! This is the most fucked country on earth! And fuck you, Joe Biden, and every Democrat, and every fucking Republican! All you have done is shown us that the cruelty is the only fucking point you have! Take this train and shove it up your ass!
Peter G Show, Peter G Show, Divorce Dad.